Oh, let's see here. What's up? How's everyone doing? Um, Everybody okay here today? Let me play something, see if it works. There we go. It does work. Just waiting for people to join. You know, I'm not sure I got my internet plugged in right. I guess it works though. I usually have it hardwired. I think I unplugged it. Maybe not. No, I guess Billy plugged it back in. Okay, good. Okay, good. I was thinking, like, that's bad. Okay, so lots to talk about tonight. What's up, Elliot? So I put out a new video tonight. I did another top 10 video just because I did this drop D tuning the other day, and I had a huge list of songs and alternate tunings. So I decided to divide it up between two videos, one being more acoustic, because I have to complete things, and I have so much fun playing these songs, right? Somebody made a comment. I wonder what songs Rick plays when he's just sitting around. It was so weird though. So if you haven't seen my video, so I did a video on alternate tunings, and I realized that I haven't been playing any bar. I've been practicing, but I've been playing no bar chords, and my index finger was killing me. I could not even play. I couldn't play Helter. Or I'm sorry. Give me shelter. I was going to say Helter Skelter. Give me shelter. Barring the thing, it made me realize I have no callus on my index. Yeah, the green screen. Right. That's my. That's actually my. My camera is on right now. So. Yeah, so that was fun. So that was kind of a completion. I changed the thumbnail because the two thumbnails were. Let me make this light a little more towards me there. The two thumbnails were too similar between the two. You're a poet and don't even know it. Thanks, Deb. The two thumbnails were similar. So, anyways, that's a fun thing. These are fun videos for me to make. You know, I got interviewed yesterday. I don't like doing interviews about me. They just sound so. I tell everybody everything on my channel, so it doesn't, it seems like it's all redundant at this point. Elliot, I didn't see the alternate, but I remember some crazy ones. Yeah, man, I love alternate tunings. Joni Mitchell though is the queen of alternate tunings. There is, she was probably the biggest influence on all the folk scene that was going on back in the 60s, her alternate tunings. And they talk about that, in the video I did on Amelia, the one that makes the song great. They talked about this, or she talked about it, and I've heard this from many, many people, that her tunings, I mean, she had so many different tunings. I don't know how she remembered all of them, but I think that it's tough to decide how to get people like Joni Mitchell's music out to other people again, you know? So I'm thinking of ways of taking apart an entire album like Blue and making a video on that album. You know, I don't like to ignore contemporary music. I don't like to ignore, I feel like I've been ignoring my jazz videos and my, you know, kind of modern classical stuff, which I want to come back to that. I'm powering through 2 million subscribers that, which I think is going to happen on Saturday. Okay. You know, I usually do my live stream on Saturday. If I had to guess, and by the way, if you haven't watched my new video, check it out. When you get up near a big milestone like this is, you know, I'm in 1,996,788. So I'll hit by tomorrow morning. It'll be 997.5. By tomorrow night, this time, it should be 999. Okay, so I would say that 2 million will be on Saturday afternoon. Elliot, 2 million. You remember when 100K was huge at the time? I know, right? I would say that if I had to guess, it's going to be, I would say 1 o'clock, something like that. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock on Saturday, you know, something like that. And so I hit 1 million subscribers on August 15th of last year. So I started my channel my first video was on June 8th of 2016. So it took from June 8th, 2016 to July 4th to hit 100,000. Okay. Then it took till to get 1 million. So June 8th, 2016 to August 15th, 2019 to hit 1 million. And then, so 3 years and 2 months to hit 1 million subscribers. Bill, you remember I had the family watch it with me. I did. That's right. That's right. And then, so 3 years, and then what would that be? 15 months. So August, September, October, November, December, 16 months. Well, the 15th. So not quite 16 months. Almost 16 months. Yeah, almost exactly 16 months. To get 1 million. So if it goes the same, well, it's hard to judge, you know? It's hard to, what numbers do you need in order to grow consistently each month? You know, it really depends on the size of my videos and what the topics are about. Because videos about, like, if I did a video on Crosby, Stills, Nash, right? I've never done a video. I've never had them in a video until today, which is, I mean, there's no reason for it. Well, there is a reason for it. I just haven't done it, and I should have. I mean, I'm a massive Crosby, Stills, Nash fan. But there's so many other topics to talk about. It's like, what do you know, how do you divide your time, and you know, what do you spend your time on as far as, you know, there's so many different things that I want to make videos on. How do you decide? What's up, Amadeo? How do you decide what to do? How do you decide what kind of videos to make? Elliot, you notice that length is an interesting metric, but you only have 200 subs, so you're no expert. So, the okay, so it's interesting. So I'm not sure I can talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it anyways. So I did a thing with I did like a focus group with people at YouTube the other day, the content ID people. Because of my videos on blocking and things like that, and they basically wanted to get my opinion on what I would do as far as the if they were going to make changes to the what some of my suggestions, and it's a lot of the suggestions that I made in my testimony to Congress. I talked about and I've talked about it on here, having a place where you can put in a license if you're going to use music. Let's say that I wanted to use one of Elliot's pieces, his string quartet, and it's on a particular label that has a deal with Universal and everything is blocked, okay? Just like ECM Records or other labels. Like I had a clip in my Tosin Abasi interview the other day where it was from Tosin's old label, and they blocked the video the night before when I uploaded it. So I had to delete that section and put it up and put it back up, right? And it didn't get blocked. Now, Tosin had no say as to, since he didn't own the content, I didn't even ask him, but the way it works is that he doesn't have the content. It's on this label that paid for the record, I assume. They have a deal with whoever to block it. They blocked my video. Now, if Tosin said, okay, here's a code you can put in when you log in, and it will whitelist you for the video, okay? So anyways, so that's one of the suggestions I made, and I had made it, I think I made it in my testimony. I've talked about it on here. Leo, you like my videos in double harmonic, major scale. Okay, I'm going to make some more videos on those. And I keep saying that I'm going to kind of change what I'm doing after 2 million here and get back to some of the original kind of programming. I have an interview. I was supposed to do an interview with Adam Franklin from Swerve Driver today, but I moved it to next week because I was trying to get my video out. So I'm going to really heavily pursue interviews with people that I want to interview, like him, people whose music I really like a lot. I'm going to do the Steve Lukather interview, things like that. But I'm also going to go back to the original kind of content that I started my channel with, which is more of the, compositional elements, things like that, getting back to those ideas, talking more about contemporary music, and getting back to the original focus of the channel. And then of course, I'm going to be doing my Beato TV, but I want to get back to those topics. So there's an interesting thing with Jimmy Page talking about, and I want to talk to you guys about this. This was on his Instagram, I believe, today. I'm going to look it up here. Jimmy Page. Here we go. So he said, I think it was on Instagram. Okay. So this is, I'm not sure if he's talking about, I think he's talking about I don't know if he's talking about the one that I was on or if the Don Henley one. He goes, this is from Jimmy Page's Instagram today. Having recently viewed the Select Committee for Music Streaming on the 24th of November, 2020. Well, it's probably different. Yeah, okay. I feel compelled to write this letter. I fully appreciate the dilemma surrounding streaming royalties that should be rightfully paid to all musicians and writers who made the music. The sooner the streaming companies can make fair payments to all musicians whose music is played on or viewed via the internet, and to pay fair royalties to those who give us great pleasure from those who are exploiting it, the better. The sooner the better. Okay, that was kind of a long sentence there. So they must have had, it must have been the same committee that I would imagine, the subcommittee that did the thing on IP, on intellectual property, that I was on. But they must be getting ready to do something related to this. There's just a lot of stuff going on. You saw that Bob Dylan sold his rights. So David Crosby's going to sell his publishing because he isn't making enough money. Yeah, this is very interesting. Now, Bob Dylan is probably 80 or so. For him, you look at the life expectancy. I mean, this is not being morbid. I'm just, if you're 80 years old, the life expectancy for, Bob Dylan could live to 100 easily, right? But if he sells his royalties now, or sells his publishing now to Universal and gets a big lump sum payment, that seems like a very practical thing to do. On one hand, you could say, well, what about your legacy? Well, ultimately, what is, at this point, Bob Dylan's legacy is firmly established, right? So, is he going to worry about what people do with his music after he's gone? Probably not. These are things it's hard to think about topics like that. What do you, if you have young children and you're, and you're trying to think about what happens after you. He's been out in the public eye for 60 years or so. Yeah, so it's really interesting. Dylan's probably doing it now in part because shift in political power. It's pretty tax is going to be increased sometime 2021. I don't know what. I can't imagine that at this point Bob Dylan is worried about his taxes. I don't think that's. I can't imagine that he's thinking about things like that. I mean, maybe he is, but I think that it's more of a that just logically, I think it's more like the David Crosby that if they see the value going down in their catalog, then this is probably the right time to sell. This is interesting because I talk about this with friends of mine that want to be ask me about if they should become guitar collectors. All friends that have money that want to invest in things like that. What do I think about it? And I said, you guys know I don't have any fancy guitars. Like all those Les Pauls behind me and everything. I have I'm looking at them right now. One is a 73. I mean, it's like $2,500 guitar. Now these are things that I've had for years and years. And I mean, this is not incredibly expensive guitars. I don't have any rare guitars or anything. Is it a good investment? Are guitars going to be worth, how much are guitars going to be worth in the future? They're making such good guitars now. It's kind of like the pro audio market, investing in people, why don't you buy a U47, a vintage U47 that's $15,000? Well, I don't have $15,000 to spend on a mic, number one. And the new mics are amazing. The companies like Flea that make these new U47s, they're like brand new U47s. And they're such great, there are such great instruments being made now. Why do you need to buy a vintage instrument? I just don't understand that, right? I like older instruments, but ones that are kind of beat up, that are what I call player grade. And most of my friends that are the pro musicians are like player grade stuff. So if you look at my this guitar here, this is a 65 SG, right? Okay, so it's not original. You see this here. This is where there used to be a tailpiece here. Then the tailpiece here is way back further than it probably should have been. Should have been probably right about there, but it's great and it plays great. This is a player grade guitar. Nothing fancy. It's not in great. It's not in bad shape or anything, but it's not. This is no museum piece or anything, and it's not that expensive of a guitar. Buzz E just said you can't really get Adirondack spruce. Okay, so that's the thing, is that you can't get those things now. You can't get the same kind of woods that you could get then. But if you're going to buy a vintage guitar, you don't need to buy one that has never been played and put it in its case. Buy them to play them. And even if it's had a broken headstock, if it's been repaired properly, it's fine. Tom, all I own is a cheap $100 guitar, but make it work. Exactly. So those are the things that and I mean, kind of getting back to this point though. Somebody made the point that I saw in there. Well, who is who is a better, caretaker of your music? If a big publishing company, right? That's pretty much who administers these people's things anyways. Bob Dylan has always had a publishing company. All the biggest writers, there's somebody always is administering their music, right? It doesn't matter what, even if it reverts to them, they still need a big publishing company going out and collecting money from Spotify, from Harry Fox Group, from wherever they're collecting things like that. So you're going to have, this is not surprising. People do deals with publishing companies because publishers are good at collecting publishing money, right? I mean, that's just, it doesn't collect itself. So I can understand I can understand that, unless they have their own publishing companies. But Angry Shoebox, if they have their own publishing company, they have to hire people to run it. And so typically what they do, if they have their own publishing company, they'll have what they used to do anyways, is do an admin deal, like a 10% deal, where the a major publisher will administer it and collect all the money for 10%. John Paul Jones, my old Fender bass is a 62. I know because I bought it new in 1962. Exactly. When I went to see Larry Carlton play at the Baked Potato, whenever it was last year, I can't even remember now. It was actually Greg Matheson's gig. He's a keyboard player that played with Larry on many records. Great keyboard player. So Greg had a B3 at the gig, and he said that it was his 50th anniversary with his B3, about 50 years before. It was 2019. And Larry bought his 335 that he played on all those records brand new in 1969 also, right? And he playing the same guitar. And I was shocked. I was like, is that the same? Is that Larry's main 335? And I couldn't believe it, right? And it was. And Larry said that it was his birthday, his guitar's birthday as well. These guys bought them, and they don't. I mean, how many guitars can you play, right? I have guitars in the control room, not that many. Ones that I don't play very often, like that Aria Pro 2, that I played in my video today. But pretty much all my guitars I play in my videos. And I have a thing about wanting to play things. It doesn't have to be the exact guitar. But I like to play things that are similar to, if I'm talking about a guitar player, similar to ones that they played on their, for their career. So anyways, that's kind of my theory on that. But I'm not big into vintage guitars. I'm not big into vintage microphones or anything like that. I think there's plenty of great new things out there. And anyways, let's see here. Where's the Rick Beato signature? So my guitar is not coming out till next August. That is the long and short of that. So I don't even have the final prototype yet. So we're waiting for that. Somebody said, what about vintage amplifiers? Well, vintage amplifiers are different. I have a lot of vintage amplifiers. There's a lot of amps that they don't have replacements for, right? That I'm trying to think of ones. Like one I played today, my Orange Overdrive. Well, that amp's not being made anymore. It hasn't been made in since the batch that they made in the mid '90s. So those things, guitars are, they make a lot of the same kind of guitars. Old amps are great. But old amps are not that expensive, really, I mean, yeah, I don't have any fancy 60s plexis or anything like that. What's up, Renzo? What do I think about YouTube putting ads on non-monetized channel videos? So I thought that they always did that. Did they not do that? I always assumed... that they always did that. Is that something new? I don't know. How do I feel about modeling mics? So there's a Townsend one that I've heard that I used one time, and it sounded great. Really did. I was very surprised. It sounded excellent. Do they make a new Marshall JMP? Well, they make a new Marshall Plexi hand-wired that is excellent. They make the miniature Plexi. They make the miniature JCM 800. And my friends that have them really like them. They think that they're great. So Rhett borrowed my Plexi tonight. He had come over, and we were going to work on a video together. And you're not going to believe this. Oh my God, I couldn't get, I could not get signal to come through the mic pre's in the control room. I could not figure out what was going on. Absolutely could not figure it out. Signal was coming through the wall. We could not get into Pro Tools, or we were using. We started out using Luna, which is a new UA. It's their new DAW, which is very good. And then that wouldn't work. Then I said, well, let's just try Pro Tools. And we tried Pro Tools. We couldn't get that done. Oh my God. So I'm going to have Ken come in tomorrow and I'm going to have Ken come in tomorrow and figure out what's going on with the patching. Let's see here. What do I think about YouTube over ads abuse? Okay, so this is YouTube started doing, 4 or 5 months ago, started doing mid-roll ads. That was the default, right? And they did that because creators weren't making enough money doing this. I think that's why they did it. And YouTube wasn't making enough money. They're not doing it. They don't care about the creators, right? They thought that if they made it the default to have mid-roll ads, so anything over 10 minutes will have mid-rolls in it, unless you specifically state that you don't want them. Like I go in and I take the mid-roll ads out of my videos. I'll do that of this live stream, unless you pay for YouTube Premium, which I do. It's whatever, $12 a month. I pay for it so I never see ads anymore. So it doesn't occur to me. So I don't notice. And before that, I had an ad blocker. And I tell people, just get an ad blocker. I see people complain, I'm unsubscribing. That happens like once every couple weeks. I got all these ads, I'm unsubscribing. It's like, why is unsubscribing? Just get an ad blocker. They're free. What is it? Ad block plus or something I use. I mean, it's like, come on. But I think premium is the way to go. Anyways, you don't want to be. I mean, it helps out YouTubers too, right? When the money's supposedly distributed. So, anyways, that's kind of my thing on the YouTube, on the ad stuff. If people are mad about ads, get an ad blocker or get YouTube TV. YouTube has ads. I never see the ads. See that, Jeffrey? It's probably because you're paying for premium or you have an ad blocker. Monetizing free stuff. Yeah, so I am doing my diet. I'm down about probably 7 pounds, something like that. Definitely doing my diet. Let's see here. Have I ever played a Jason Richardson or any ball guitar? I have not played one, no. So you can't really play through guitars like that. Here, there's not places that necessarily carry a lot of Ernie Ball guitars. They have them in Guitar Center in the players room or whatever. That you carry higher end. It's a room where they have higher end guitars, and they'll have Music Men guitars in there, Music Man guitars. And so, but they wouldn't have a Jason Richardson. They might have a Jason Richardson, but that's the only place you could play that I can think of in Atlanta, and this is a big city, Rick, not paying YouTube for content. Okay. Well, I'm on YouTube. What does that mean? If it wasn't for people supporting my channel, I wouldn't be able to make videos. You know? So you supporting YouTube, paying YouTube for content, people supporting my channel is pretty much that, right? I'm on YouTube. I can pay you directly, Rick. That's true. That is true. Anyways, so I was, I talked to a lot of people. I talked to a lot of YouTubers, and we're always talking about how the platform can be better. And thank you, Rick. Everybody wants it for free. I talked, we always talking about what kind of things can make the platform better. At the beginning of the pandemic, there was definitely a shift in the algorithm for live streaming. If you go back and look at some of my live streams, or if you remember some of my live streams, it's a very big live streams. And yeah, some were rant ones about blocking and things that did well, but there's, I noticed the algorithm was really pushing these things, right? Because people couldn't go out and play gigs. And so you had all these people going to YouTube, and so YouTube was pushing them. And now I don't believe YouTube's is doing that anymore. And so what they did in the Creator app, that's the app I used that I was just showing you here, they split it up. So they show your stream of videos. When somebody goes to my channel, you see, okay, Rick released, this video, this, video, live video, live stream, whatever it is, video, live stream. And you see it come up like that. But when on the back end of YouTube, when you go in and look at your channel, if you want to change your thumbnail or do anything, then the live videos are on a completely different set of screens, and it has different analytics with it. And which to me is, I treat live streams like they're regular videos. So that's one way that they can improve it. These are things that I talk about. I mean, I think it's important to kind of look. I want to be able to look at what my thumbnails look like, all that kind of stuff too. Let's see. Edman says, Rick, I see other people posting black videos on Vimeo because of YouTube. Yeah, I could post stuff on Vimeo. I have a Vimeo account, and but it's, I only have one blocked video at this point. That's it. I have the Fleetwood Mac videos blocked of What Makes a Song Great. I mean, I have other blocked videos, but I just, it's not important. I've had many live streams here blocked because of me playing things on it. Let's see here. Renzo, I wish I could learn all the stuff to have a popular YouTube channel. Well, okay, so how do you have a popular YouTube channel? I think the things that people have in common in popular YouTube channels are, I think the most important thing is being able to tell a narrative, either through your video storytelling or just storytelling. If you're speaking, I'm speaking to a computer right now. Now, I'm actually speaking to all of you because I see all the comments here, right? So I'm speaking to 400 people right now. What's up, Green Arrow? So being able to speak to a computer is, or a camera, same thing. I mean, I'm talking to a camera, is a skill that you can totally develop, I think. Are some people better storytellers? Of course. There's certain people that, I had a high vertical jump when I was a kid. Why? I don't know. My dad was probably had a high vertical jump or something, right? Anyways, certain people are better at certain things, right? And I have all white hair now, and my older siblings don't. Okay, I have more hair than some of my older siblings. This is just genetics. You have to have nice hair. That's not true. Who said that? James. You don't have to have nice hair. There's some people with terrible hair on YouTube is very personality driven. Yes. Yeah, it is. It is. I just saw that in the comment section. Griselda, thank you so much. Renzo, thank you. Appreciate that. YouTube is definitely personality driven, no question. But the personality comes from being able to tell a story, I believe, right? Obviously, I think that believing in what you say and sincerity is a really important thing. So, but I don't know. It's, I think also being objective about your content is really important. I think most channels that don't do well, they don't post consistently, and they don't really think about their topics very well. People that keep putting, whoever this AA Rush, you keep putting this thing about Dire Straits. I see your thing, and I'm not commenting on it. So you don't need to keep doing that. Let's see here. They don't connect the audience. Anytime I'm hesitating here, I'm reading all the comments. I'm going back and trying to catch up on everything. BD. What effects did I use for Cashmere? Good question. So in today's video, I played Dan Electro on Cashmere. And I used when Jimmy Page was playing on It Might Get Loud, he clicked on a phase shifter when he was showing Edge and Jack White the DADGAD tuning and how to play Cashmere. I thought it was funny. They're both looking at him. It's like, dudes, how do you not know how to play Cashmere? Edge and Jack White. And they're both kind of trying to play the chords while Jimmy Page is playing. It's like, come on, guys. How do you not know Cashmere? Just play it. I mean, they're looking at him like they've never seen this stuff, right? It's like, come on. Anyways, so I just thought that was very funny. But I used a Phase 90. I kicked on, and I had I had my Strymon Volante pedal that has it's got spring reverb algorithm on it, and it's basically a Benson Echo copy, and it's great. So that's all I had on it, really. I didn't have anything else. When I was doing Unchained, I said to Billy, I was like, hey, it was this morning. I said, Billy, plug in the flanger because I'm going to do Unchained, right? And I said, bring the Marshall over here and let's plug in the flanger. I'll be right back. I went to get some coffee. I come back and I look down. It's like, dude, that's a phaser. Don't you know the difference between a phase shifter and a Guitar Madman? What's up, Dave? Don't you know the difference between a phase shifter and a flanger? And I just thought it was funny, that Billy was like, oh, I thought it was a phaser. I was like, no, dude, come on, Van Halen. I will admit though that I called my brother John and I said, hey, what are the settings on the flanger for Unchained? He goes, oh, it's the same settings that Eddie uses for everything. And I was like, yeah, what is it? And he goes, I think the first three things are all the way off, and then the regeneration's at 2:00. Hold on, let me look at it. He goes, no. The first three ones, manual and speed and whatever it is, are okay. Billy took it off there. Okay, are at 10:00, and the other one's at 2:00. That's what it was. Then I put it on, and it was like, oh, that's definitely it. Let's see, for your one video why not post it on Dropbox type link and we can download it? Okay. One of the reasons is because I don't own the music to Fleetwood Mac. So I can't, that would be stealing, and I'm not going to steal Fleetwood Mac's music. When I use it in a video, Fleetwood Mac, on bands that like Led Zeppelin or whoever, anybody on What Makes This Song Great, the videos are demonetized. My video today, even though we're all covers, was demonetized. But the demonetization on today's video will be, since they were covers, I think it's a 50-50 revenue share or something like that. That's why I don't post the things over there, because that's not, you just don't, why, I don't, that would be stealing, right? I don't want to steal people's music. That's why, when MP3s, when people were doing all that stuff back, 20 years ago and things, I'm like, well, you're stealing people's music. But my, friends I had didn't care. No, whatever, you have to, the labels, they were the ones that really, that screwed it up by overcharging people for CDs, $19 for CDs back when, before the big crash happened in 2001. And then, people were getting mad back then because they would buy a record that would have one good song on it, or one song that was stylistically different than everything. It was all the labels. They screwed this whole thing up. And then when streaming came in, it just, the record labels totally screwed up the music business. So, I mean, people do remember that CDs were $18, right? $20. It's ridiculous. And then Napster happened. Renzo, Napster was stealing music, yes, although many people loved free music. They did love free music. They did love free music. And people never thought that there'd be people paying for music again. But the streaming companies, people pay for convenience. The streaming companies, it's convenient to not have to have a big hard drive to put your whole your whole collection on it, right? And then something happens and you lose it. You're better off just streaming it off Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. I mean, it's just easier for people to do that. I use both. I use Spotify. I use Apple. I use Apple on my live streams here. I use Spotify when I'm listening in my car. I think it's easier to do. I think Spotify to me is better. They apparently they don't pay as well as Apple does, but it's convenient to have it, and I can make my playlist. Like I made, every time I do one of these countdown videos, I make a playlist in iTunes or in Spotify, and I drag this stuff around to see how the order works, and I'll have it sometimes for weeks, and I'll keep putting in different songs. Oh, does this song belong there? Does this song belong there? And I'll listen to it. So, Renzo, I blame the record labels. They never cared about the artists and the bands. That's pretty much true. So, still cheaper than buying a few CDs a month like you used to. That's absolutely true. For paying the whatever it is, what is it, $12 a month is Spotify? I can't remember. So what do you mean by putting songs in order? So what I mean is that when you make a playlist on Spotify, you just click down on it and you just drag the stuff around so you can change your order of your playlist. So I do my top 10 things like that, except I do them in reverse order, and I just click them one at a time, and I listen how they flow, and so I use playlists all the time, and I think Spotify's is superior to Apple's. I like the interface on Spotify. Looks way better. The design is much better, also. If I'm in my drum room down there where my stereo is, I'll put on an LP and listen. I'll play vinyl. But most of the time, I'm in here in the live room, and I'm listening on my monitors or in the control room. So bands make no money, Andrew says, in Spotify, so I buy their stuff. I use Spotify Discover only. Well, it's very important to support your the bands that you're into, in however you can. Even if it's just that you tell other people about them, that's the best kind of support. A lot of times. Tom says, I can remember my very first 45 I bought from my allowance. I was thinking it's 45 cents. Send in the clowns, right, Tom? Judy Collins. Yeah. I used to buy 45s. Oh my God. In the drugstore, they had them. It was so fun. Oh my God. When I saw a drugstore that had the little rack with the 45s. Oh my God. The top 40. It's amazing. Especially drugstores that were actually current, that had all the current ones, Tom, right? And you'd be psyched, because some of the drugstores would just have things like, oh man, when's the last time you updated this thing? Abby says bands make more money in concerts. True, that is. Well, yeah, unless you're Bob Dylan and you just signed a deal with Universal, probably make a lot more money with that. Historically, artists have struggled with record companies, media companies. Look up Woolworths, Rick. Yes, Woolworths. Oh my God, I haven't thought of Woolworths in forever. Woolworths. Woolworths has got to be. They must have been out of business for 25 years at least, unless I'm unless I'm out to lunch and I don't know that, and there are still Woolworths around. Anybody know Woolworths? You must. Fay Drugs. Exactly. Fay's Drugs, yeah. Wilco, let's see, played $40 for 3 Blackberry Smoke live stream shows. Great way for bands. Yes. Yeah. I'm so old, Roberta. I remember 33s, Bing Crosby. Well, I love 33s. GDK, you had a Woolworths in my hometown. There you go. So you guys remember that. Have I ever met John Mayer? Absolutely met John Mayer. I know John Mayer. Great wool sweaters. Went to Woolworths as a kid in the 70s. The old Woolworths on Market Street in San Francisco was a time bubble. They had defunct in July of Leaf. Thank you so much. July of 1997. Okay, that's cool. They had a Woolworths in Ithaca when I was teaching at Ithaca College, that was downtown, and they had their little food thing in there, right? The little cafeteria or whatever that people go in and eat, and it was incredible. I used to love seeing the people that would go in there and stuff. I was so fascinated. It was really like going back in time. Now this is, of course, back in the 80s, so it was a lunch counter. Thank you. Woolworths only closed locations in the U.S. Well, where else is Woolworths? Nice online store. Haven't seen a brick and mortar in a year. They still have an online store? Oh my God, I've got to. Woolworths was the 5 and dime. I have to look at Woolworths on online and get something from it. Believe it or not, there's still Woolworths in Germany. What? No way. No way. Well, retail chains using Woolworth names survive in Austria, Germany, Mexico until 2009. UK. Wow. Closed in the UK too now. Man. Woolies. That is fascinating. What's up, Brett? You want me to give you a call right now? Hold on. You want to be on hold on here. We're going to do some high-tech stuff maybe here. Rhett never heard of Woolworths. Not for sure. I tried calling you, dude. Where you at? I'm calling you, Rhett. You picking up or what? Now there's a Woolworths grocery. Hold on here. My mom worked at the A&P. Roberta, awesome. We had IGA was our little grocery store in my town. I've heard of Woolworths, but not old enough to see one. Okay, Rhett's not answering. All right, Rhett, I tried calling you. You said to call you? I tried calling you. You didn't answer. You call me. Pick up the phone. Wegmans put him out of business. Wegmans probably put him out of business in, Wegmans wouldn't have. Wegmans wouldn't have put, like in Ithaca, Wegmans wouldn't have put Woolworths out of business. Yeah. IGA is still around? No way. Do we have Lawson's? Lawson's. Yeah. Wait a second here. Does somebody say Wegmans? Wegmans is awesome. I love Wegmans. I worked at Wegmans. It's so upstate. I was a cashier at Wegmans in 1978. I bought gear. A lot of my guitar gear and stuff that I bought as a kid, I bought from working at Wegmans. It was I used to have to ride. It was about 5 miles away. I rode my bike. Gunner, you got accepted to Berkeley? Awesome. Congratulations. It's great. Great House of Guitars. Yeah, House of Guitars, that was the best. House of Guitars was the place that I when I was in high school, that was the place to go. That was amazing. Okay, I'm gonna play some music here. Let me play some music. Even though I'm already an hour into this here. I'll play something. I'll just play something. Play a couple things here. Let's see here. What can I play here? What's this? Solid Gold Hits? What is that? I don't want to play anything that's going to get me blocked here. Jeez. This is so poorly organized. Oh my God. Come on, iTunes. It is really bad. Really bad. Okay, I hit the For You thing on here. It's interesting the things that it says For Me. That's not Jackson Browne, is it? Jackson Browne Essentials? It looks nothing like Jackson Browne. Huh. Oh my God, where is all this stuff? This is all stuff I can't play. Must have been the last time I opened this on. Somebody says Matheny. Let's see here. How about let's see here. I tell you a song that I started making and what makes this song great on that's really beautiful is this. I never finished it. Great bass fill there. Thank you, Christopher. Wow. Okay. Did you hear the? Oh my God. The melody, the chord progression, everything. My God, unbelievable. Right? Okay. Let's do a little. We're gonna break it up here a little bit. This is. Let me see here. Wait a second. That's not the one I want to play. Book 2. Book 2. Let's see here. C sharp major. That's what I want. Wow. That is amazing. Wow. That is from the Well-Tempered Clavier. That's the Prelude, second book, C sharp major, Daniel Barenbaum. I always love that one. I like this one too. This is these are all amazing. I think this is the one. No, it's the one in the first book in E flat. Let's see here. This is beautiful. I love the preludes. They're ridiculously incredible here. You're listening to Rick Beato Radio. What's Rhett doing? This is just too ridiculous, right? Martin, good to see you. Going back to listening. So one of the reasons I couldn't find Rhett is because he doesn't have a blue check mark, and he doesn't really stand out very well. So I was like, "Where's Rhett? Where's his blue check mark? Oh, he doesn't have a blue check mark. Bach is overrated. Rhett, knucklehead." It's so beautiful. Oh my God, just blows my mind. You can't even fathom that Bach lived. You know, I just can't fathom it. No blue check mark. All right. You guys know what I'm talking about with the blue check mark, right? Don't listen to Rat. Oh. Wow. Okay, well, that does it for tonight. Thank you for all the contributions here in the chat. Joe, Jacan, is that how you say that? Thank you so much. That was really, really nice. Really appreciate it. This was great tonight. Hope I could have been of some help. You guys are the best. All right, we'll see you soon. So I think Saturday, keep an eye out for the live stream. I think that's going to be the big 2 million. See you guys.